Hello and welcome back to the channel. Dominance Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. So in this video we're going to have a look into the fallout from the elite academy status that the Super League and the Rugby Football League has announced. And we're also going to have a quick look into the 4 signings that have happened over the last few days for the North American Rugby League. So, let's begin. So for a start off, we're having a look at the Atlanta Rhinos, as they have signed Fred Henry Ajuduea, who I actually mentioned in a previous post that there were rumours that he was going to sign. And they have confirmed it, so that's good for me. No, I'm not kidding. Well, it's good for him as well, because Atlanta Rhinos seem to be a well-entrenched team that have played quite some time in different leagues in the North America, so that's good for him. So we signed on for the 2021 season, and he comes to Atlanta as a new rugby league player, but they expect a lot out of him based on his experience on and off the field and his athletic ability. We touched on to that in the last video about Atlanta Rhinos and the rumour about him signing, but we will go through a little bit of what he actually has done. So with a background in D1 college football and the CFL, plus a stint in the NFL under his belt, Fred brings the size and toughness we are looking for in the middle of the field this year. So as a forward, look for Fred to make his name in the game here in the US and beyond, as he pulls on the Rhinos kit for 2021 in the first ever North American Rugby League season. That's what Atlanta Rhinos have put on their social media, and the reason why they're saying that is because he is a Nigerian international at rugby union. He's played 7 and 15s rugby union for the national team, so yeah, it's an international cap, and he's possibly going to be a code swapper for the international team, as Nigeria do have a rugby league team, as they take part in the MEAA, Middle East and Africa Championships, which are usually shown not this July time, but not this year, as we've covered in the previous video. So he was a first team All-American defensive end. He played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Montreal Alouettes in American football. Plus he played for LifeU Men's Rugby as a rugby union player. In 2019 he was a D1 national champion and also ARP national champion, and he was also selected for the Opus Rugby Selects, so there's a bit of rugby experience there for him to call upon. So we wish Fred good luck, and hopefully see him in the first game on July the 19th. June the 19th, I keep getting that wrong for some reason. Anyway, so next we're having a look at the 2 signings for the Cleveland Rugby League team, as they announced Michael Wilcox, who's joining the club for the 2021 season. He's approximately 23 years old and has a rugby union background, probably for the Cleveland Crusaders, like a few of the other players that have been picked up from the union side. Not much is known about him from our end, but we're going to keep looking and bringing more information as it comes to us. The second signing for the Cleveland Rugby League side is Colin Diocampo. We know a little bit more about him, but not too much. He played for the Cleveland Crusaders and the Milwaukee Barbarians, and his position while in rugby union was a hooker. So it'll be a different form of what he's actually playing, but we'll see how that translates for him to being a rugby league player in the coming months. And finally, we have Zach Shell, who signed for Washington DC Cavalry. He started his 14-year rugby career with the Pittsburgh Harlequins D1 club, and he's played there for quite some time, like the full 14 years, until he came to Atlanta. His career accolades is Sevens Nationals, multiple Sweet 16 appearances, plus 11 caps for Capital Selects in rugby union. So some international, some select game experience. Plus, he played for the South Side in the rugby union All Stars game, winning 2 caps for them. So, yeah, that's the 4 signings for the North American Rugby League that have come through this week. We're getting closer towards cut-off day, if that's what they want to call it, but we're hoping that we get more information as the time goes on. So as we brought you early in the week, we had rumblings after the Super League and RFL announced the elite level academy status for 10 rugby league clubs. This has upset 3 teams as they were academies at the highest level and were bringing through. For instance, part of the salary cap means that they have to bring through their own players. If they're not going to bring through their own players, how can they abide by that salary cap? So it's going to mess up a few clubs, especially clubs like Hull KR, who set up their own academy again in 2019 after the joint venture with Hull FC. This has caused a few more fractious conversations to come through, as according to LoveRugbyLeague.com, the controversial decision to strip 3 clubs of elite academy status has made its way to Parliament. East Hull MP Carl Turner has written to the Sports Minister Nigel Huddleston even, protesting the decision to remove Hull KR's licence. They were one of 3 clubs, along with Bradford and Castleford, to lose the elite status, while a further 2, Lee and Hull, have had their new applications refused. A total of 10 clubs were granted licences for the period 2022-2027. So Labour MP Turner wrote, Hull KR are being denied the opportunity to develop their future, and thousands of supporters in the constituency are rightfully furious at the decision. So he went on Twitter as well to cover all that, and basically said the lads are the future of our sport, and the decision is insulting to them and to our city. So he continues in the actual statement. Though no substantive feedback from the governing body has been provided, the club and fans have firmly view the move as favouring one of the city's clubs over the other, as Hull FC have had their application approved, on supposed basis that Hull and the wider area did not have sufficient players to maintain elite academies. Both teams, they mean. Hull KR are seeking an urgent independent review. I urge you to support this review. I really do. No club should have their academy taken away from. The elite status and the funding that comes with it is essential to growing the sport, and if the youngsters are playing the sport, they're going watching the big games or watching it on TV. It's an audience. Grow. Yes, it is a lot in a small area, but there are a lot of clubs in that small area. If you don't know, please have a look on BARLA's website, the British Amateur Rugby League Association website, because they have all the information in that, and you can see all the clubs, whether it's North West Counties or the equivalent in Yorkshire. Anyway, we'll continue with what they were saying on the actual Love Rugby League website. So all three clubs have cited frustrations at the lack of detailed feedback to their application, with the most highlighted point being around their proximity to other clubs and academies. However, as highlighted by leading rugby league journalist Gareth Walker, the sport operates a salary cap system which rewards clubs who develop their own players. Here's what he said on Twitter on May the 27th. Agree. Don't see how you can have a salary cap system that rewards junior development, but then judge who can and can't compete with the crucial competition to that progress. So it is one of the worst things to do. Hinder some clubs that have an academy to not have one. Salford and Lee are clubs that are in the Super League and we're trying to establish their own. They're either going to have to develop, i.e. players through the leagues and a college-based academy system, which other clubs have done, or they're going to have this appeal upheld. This decision repealed and them joining as well, or wait until 2022 or 2024, whatever the next period for applications is. So Castleford have said they are formally beginning a process to challenge the RFL's decision. A statement said Castleford Tigers continue to be incredibly disappointed with the decision made by the Rugby Football League after submitting what the club considers a strong, in-depth application. The process was unfair to clubs with a long-standing academy product still within their club and still within Super League. Castleford Tigers believe that the club is currently fourth in the table for Super League appearances made by academy products who currently play in the Super League. This includes both at the Tigers and at other clubs. Castleford Tigers Rugby League Football Club believes the decision not to be awarded the club with an elite academy licence from 2022 to 2027 is detrimental to the welfare and the careers of 70 plus young players. The club has its own youth programs currently to the Tigers local community clubs who have players who dream of playing for Castleford Tigers, and to the long-term planning of homegrown talent playing at the club. Their latest statement has earned the backing of local MP Yvette Cooper. So what she said on Twitter was backing Castleford Tigers 100%. The RFL has made a completely wrong decision. They need to think again. The next ones with the statements are Bradford. They issued 2 statements over the weekend to record their anger at the situation. Their latest statement read, Bradford Bulls has still not received a detailed explanation to why the application to continue to run an outstanding productive academy has been rejected. While awaiting some feedback, the club is reserving its position to use all options to reverse this apparently incomprehensible conclusion. And they've got backings by MPs as well, because Judith Cummins, MP for Bradford South, is the chair of the All-Party Rugby League Parliamentary Group, the APPG, and has raised her concerns over the decision. The MP has written to the RFL seeking an explanation of the decision. She said the approach and the outcome would appear to represent a reduction in the opportunity of community heartlands of the sport and concentrate predominantly at the hands of the leading Super League clubs. The statements in the Rugby League, Love Rugby League website concluded, while only 10 have been awarded the Elite Academy status, Category 1, including 8 from Super League, other clubs are still able to run a so-called development academies, which have Category 2 and 3 status. Right. So that's answered my questions that I've had in my mind, which I didn't share. As there have been different sports with different academy statuses, i.e. football, they have multiple levels of academy status. For instance, category 1 is the elite, the ones with the academies, and not in Premier League, as Blackburn are a category 1. Their academy is fantastic for men and women. I know that personally. Bolton Wanderers, for instance, are a category 3 now. That might be changing soon because it's new people in charge of all that. But the difference between football and rugby league's academies are rugby league academies are self-generated funded, and also rugby league finance handout, from what I'm understanding. I may be wrong in this, but I know football is government funded for each academy player that they have at the club, and it's a decent amount per player that they get. I can't go into too much of the figures, you may know yourselves, but it's information I've got from my position with Bolton Wanderers. Anyway, it's a big amount per player, and it's government funded. It's guaranteed government funding. So nothing from the governing bodies of football goes to grassroots as directly as that does. That government funding. Anyway, so they do have a different category status. If category 1 is elite, then the other clubs would have to downgrade, which means less funding, more than likely, or self-generated funding to run it. It's a shambles, to be fair, but it's one that needs to be looked at, and I'm glad MPs are getting on top of it. It might push it towards a government funded academy per player fee, as that would only make sense if it's not there already. But it's going to be a long dragged out saga. They're supposedly talking about it on Super League before the game on the 27th. So if you're watching this after the 27th, you tell me what your thoughts are. Anyway, that's everything. So that's it for one more video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also remember, when you subscribe, you're getting entered into the race to 100. That gets you a free Helm Dominus t-shirt, as you've seen in the sting before you come to the end bit. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Share around the world. I need your help to get more visible so I can bring you all the news. And I'll catch you in the next video.